Well, safety on the lake is a major concern right now as we face that blistering hot day ahead of us across the whole area.
Good morning. Good view with both of you. Yeah, with the extreme heat, people are flocking to the lakefront. No surprise there. That trend expected to continue as we approach more into those 90-degree temperatures that Laura was just talking about. And then at Navy Pier, 27-year-old Zahrie Walls fell off a boat. The U.S. Coast Guard found her about 1.5 miles offshore, pulled her in, but sadly she later died at an area hospital. But the safety advocates here in the city of Chicago say they responded to at least a dozen water rescues and possible drownings, including at Navy Pier, 63rd Street Beach, and at the Playpen.
Concerns, and others say they were just happy to know she was alive. But it wrote, "I'm okay." And then she wrote, "I never went through nothing like this before since I lost my first best friend in 2016. But to lose a friend, a sister, this shit hit different. I don't wish this shit on nobody." Then she wrote, my Zah. She was just saying how she wanted to show up more for us. It's crazy as how life works. These past few weeks, she been calling every day. I can hear her now. JoJo, I'm back. And then she wrote, "Zah, for you, I'm crying bad. Can't take it." Now when rumors was going around that no one helped Zah, someone that spoke up, but it wasn't her friend. In fact, it was someone who, according to her post, didn't even know Zah, which made more people run with the narrative that her friends had allegedly left her. The girl wrote, "I hate y'all. Yes, the F we did try to help her. We threw in the rope, a vest and all. 2 of us off the boat jumped in and tried their hardest. We tried. Them waves so bad and heavy. We thought about everybody. We were risking our lives for her and don't even know her. Yeah, I never experienced death. I'm fucking wrong. I ain't hurt. I cried for that girl. I fucking hate y'all." For some strange reason, people kept putting the two together with Kenneka and
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. Kenneka Jenkins and Zahrie Walls. All right, let's talk. Well, today, peoples, has been such an interesting day. I'm here. I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, Kenneka Jenkins and Zahrie Walls. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, I am here and I am back. I am here to talk about the Kenneka Jenkins case and the Zahrie Walls case, peoples. Peoples, I am very disturbed. I'm very disturbed because on last night, I've sat back just a little while to see what was happening on the YouTube streets. And there was a content creator that was on there that had talked about this Kenneka Jenkins case forever and a day. And it's amazing, peoples, that this particular content creator had tried to merge Kenneka Jenkins and Zahrie Walls together. This content creator had sat here and literally said that Zahrie Walls played Kenneka Jenkins in the Kenneka Jenkins case. That Zahrie Walls was the one who had walked the halls of that establishment. That's what this content creator had said, peoples. Now, after over 7 long years, I have heard this content creator go round and around and around about he has the proof, he has the truth about the Kenneka Jenkins case, and that he knows everything and that he solved the case and things. But yet and still, how hilarious and nefarious one can be when they say that Zahrie Walls was the one who had played Kenneka Jenkins in the Kenneka Jenkins case. That Zahrie Walls was the one who had walked the halls of that establishment, peoples. That Zahrie Walls had set up her friend, Kenneka Jenkins. Zahrie Walls, the one who had Kenneka tattooed on her chest. The one who had told you peoples that she was going to go to the movies with Kenneka. The one who had literally stayed at Kenneka's house for some time. The best friend, Zahrie Walls. Now, I've heard many talk about this King Rob and Chosen King person who had pretty much was supposed to have called out Zahrie Walls peoples and said that the best friend set her up. But help me to make that make sense, people. Help me to make that make sense. Zahrie Walls was not at the establishment. I said Zahrie Walls was not at the establishment at the time to when Kenneka Jenkins met her demise, peoples. She was not there. Zahrie Walls was the one who had called out the hilarious and nefarious. Zahrie Walls called out Irene, Shemaya, and Bree. And she told Monifa, I will talk to you later offline, because she didn't want to say anything online for all of you YouTubers and Facebookers and agitators and instigators to come and take that type of content and then twist it around to your nefarious reasonings. Now, peoples, nobody knew unequivocally and undeniably that Zahrie Walls was the best friend. Everybody thought that it was Shemaya, Monifa, and Irene that was the best friend. But see, I surmise to you peoples that Shemaya, Monifa, and Irene never had Kenneka's name tattooed nowhere on their person, peoples. Nowhere on their person, peoples. The only one who had the tattooed on their person was Zahrie Walls, peoples. It was Zahrie Walls, peoples, who had Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. And so Zahrie Walls, people, was Kenneka Jenkins' best friend. Now, help me to make that make sense, people. So now I know we got some hilarious and nefarious people out here who just wants to go and spin a narrative about Zahrie Walls because she's no longer here and she's no longer here to defend herself. And now a lot of stuff is coming out, and now everybody wants to go and everybody wants to implicate Zahrie Walls. But I, Edward Joseph, will not allow that to happen, peoples. I said, I, Edward Joseph, will not allow that to happen, peoples. Because, see, contrary to belief, peoples, it doesn't matter what you say or what you think. Again, I can go back in history and I can go back and pull up the hilarious and nefarious madness that many of you YouTubers and Facebookers has been speaking about this case. And so you don't want to get me started, peoples. I said, you don't want to get Edward Joseph started, peoples. Because, see, the thing is, we're going to put some respect upon this case. I said, we're going to put some respect upon this case. We're not going to sit around here and use this young lady as clout bait and as clickbait and trying to implicate this girl into something where she had no knowledge of, peoples. Not Zahrie Walls, peoples. Now, I understand that she may have her differences with the people and things, and I do understand what the mother had said and stuff, that, you know, it was a lot of people who didn't like her daughter. And okay, well, it's a lot of people who don't like me, but that's okay, peoples. Because Edward Joseph really don't give two rats' asses whether you like me or whether you don't. Because at the end of the day, peoples, I am going to be here and I am going to shoot my shot regardless of whether you like it or not. And so, peoples, put some respect upon the young lady's name. Because, see, you have no proof to your so-called truth. All you can do is just sit up here and flap your little black gums and then instigate and agitate a situation that had nothing to do with this young lady. Now, she had nothing to do with the analyzation of Kenneka Jenkins. Now, there has been talk that she was the one who had made up Kenneka's hair in the freezer. I mean, people's, how stupid is that? She was the one who was supposed to have done Kenneka's makeup in the freezer. How stupid is that, peoples? We're going to go back, peoples. We're going to go back, and we're going to go back in history. We're going to go back in time, and we're going to go back, and we're going to look at the original photos of Kenneka Jenkins inside the freezer, peoples. Inside the freezer. And I want you to tell me, peoples, if Kenneka Jenkins had her face made up while she was lying dormant inside a freezer. I mean, just the stupidity that the things that the people conjure up and think of, peoples. I mean, you know, it's one thing to talk about this case, but it's another thing to be so outrageous, hilarious, and nefarious. You know, it's one thing to be so hilarious and nefarious. And then what's amazing is that the people come and they play with that madness and they believe that madness. And so the people who has been sitting here endorsing this content creator's narrative, they're stupid. I mean, every last one of them in that chat is stupid. And there were some people who are politic with. And yes, you're stupid, because if you're going to sit and you're going to endorse a narrative that Zahrie Walls had made up Kenneka's face while she lay in the freezer, you literally have to be stupid. Literally. And I'm not just going, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, peoples. You know, whether you're politic with me or not, yes, you are stupid. Because anybody who sat here and who believed that Zahrie Walls had put makeup on this young lady, put some eyelashes on her, and then did her hair. I mean, peoples, that is an insult to the various things that this young lady has done in life. Zahrie Walls. Now, if anything, she would have had her hair pressed down, ironed flat, with some bangs and some curls and things. But does this look like the work of Zahrie Walls, peoples? I really don't give two rats' asses what King Rob and Chosen King had said. Because at the end of the day, peoples, you got to help me to make this make sense. This doesn't make no sense. Why Zahrie Walls would put any type of blush, makeup, or anything while this girl lie dormant in a hotel freezer. And if any of you suckers ever believe this madness, I'm going to call you a sucker, and I'm going to call you hilarious and nefarious, and I'm going to call you stupid. Because if you ever sat here and endorsed this madness, you are stupid. You're stupid. Peoples. Zahrie Walls did not put no makeup on Kenneka Jenkins in a freezer. She didn't. You have no proof that she did. And the only thing that you can say is that she did, but you have absolutely, unequivocally, and undeniably no proof whatsoever. And to sit back and to give that type of narrative, that is so stupid, peoples. Let's look at this. What type of makeup would she have done to Kenneka? So basically what you're saying is that Zahrie Walls had implicated herself in the analyzation of Kenneka Jenkins, that she was a part of the conspiracy. Peoples, why would anybody who wears the name Kenneka on their chest will go ahead and unalive her friend? Why would that happen, peoples? Why would that happen? Why would anybody would want to go and take part in the analyzation of her friend when she had her name tattooed on her chest? And then she wore the same type of ring as Kenneka. I said she wore the same type of ring as Kenneka, peoples. And so what we're going to do, people, is what we're going to do is we're going to go on Zahrie Wall's channel. And so let me go there right quick, peoples, and I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to take a look at something, peoples. So let me go to Zahrie Wall's channel on Facebook. And we're going to take a look at something, peoples. I said, we're going to take a look at something, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? We're going to take a look at Zahrie Wall's channel, and we're going to take a look at something, because, see, the thing is, peoples, you know, when stupid people want to go ahead and want to start to criticize this girl for something that they have no proof, then it's my job to go ahead and call them out. I said it's my job to go ahead and call them out, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? You know, now, contrary to myth and contrary to what your belief is, peoples, it doesn't make no sense for her to go ahead and post something like this on her page and be a part of the analyzation of Kenneka. So instead of doing it like this, people, so let me share my screen a different way, because this is showing a little small. So I want to make sure that I can be able to blow up the page and things so you guys can clearly see. So let me share my screen this way. But before I go into this, peoples, I see my peoples came in. Hello, Tidbits with Christian. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on tonight. Tidbit with Christian said, good evening, Mr. Edward. All right, peoples. I am here. I am live. And I am going to piss off a lot of people. And so my thing is this. If you're going to come into this live, and if you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. But you better come in, and you better come in with the right attitude. And you better come in respectful. Is that all right, peoples? Because if you don't, I'm going to eject your ass for all eternity. Now, I think my moderators probably be asleep, and that's fine. But I'm here, and I'm the captain of the ship. And if I see any hilarious or nefarious postings in my live, I'm going to eject your ass. I don't need negativity in my live, peoples. Now, it's okay that you can come in and you disagree with what I'm saying. You know, we can have a good, wholesome conversation. I even go ahead and put the link in so you can come to the chat. Come to the panel and talk with me and things. If you have a disagreement with me or whatever the case may be. But do not come into this live with any hilarious and nefarious bullshit or nonsense. Is that okay, peoples? Your ass will get ejected with the quickness. I'm not tolerating no mess, madness, or confusion in my lives, peoples. Now, if you don't like what I say, you ain't got to watch me. Stay on those other people's channel and stay there. You don't have to be here. Nobody called you here. I don't need you here. Is that all right, peoples? All right, people. So let's dive in and let's take let's take a look at this peoples, because see, the hilarious and nefarious says that Zaria Walls had something to do with the analyzation of Kenneka Jenkins, and peoples, that is so far from the truth. It is so far from the truth. It is just crazy to even contemplate that this young lady had anything to do with Kenneka's death, or even put makeup on her while she was deceased. You guys hold on for one moment. Okay, people, so I am back. And so this is a post that Zaria Walls had made up on her channel. And it was dated March the 19th, 2019, peoples. And it says, "This make it feel fresh all over. I love you, Nene. And I'm sorry this happened. Wish I could have been there." And that's what Zaria Walls had said, peoples. She said that this make it fresh all over. I love you, Nene. And I'm so sorry this happened. Wish I could have been there. And people, I should surmise that if Zaria Walls was there at the establishment with Kenneka Jenkins, Kenneka Jenkins would have never, ever been in this type of situation whatsoever, period. Period. Because she wouldn't have played with her friend, and she wouldn't have allowed none of this madness to happen to Kenneka. And so for anybody to sit here and say that Zaria Walls had anything to do with Kenneka Jenkins' death, it's just crazy and unconscionable to me, peoples. My stance is simply this: prove your stance. Prove it. Prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Don't go and just take the video and stuff, and because this girl had died, and because of King Rob had said something about Zaria, that now all of a sudden now we finally and clearly see that the person walking the halls of that establishment is Zaria Walls. That's bullshit, peoples. It is pure D bullshit. And I've been calling this hilarious and nefarious madness out forever and a day. The girl don't even remotely look like Zaria Walls, peoples. I said the girl who had walked the halls of that establishment do not remotely look like Zaria Walls people. She doesn't. And so, you know, it's a play. It's a play that these YouTubers are doing because this girl is deceased now, you know. And so now, you know, oh yeah. Now we see, and now we know who the person is and stuff. Bullshit. And the person who I'm talking about is Trey Gay, the thunder ass, the thunder booty, the one who proclaims that God speaks to him and things, but God don't speak to a gay ass man who likes men's ass. See, he wasn't mesmerized by Zaria Wall's ass, because Zaria Wall had ass, unequivocally and undeniably, peoples. Zaria Wall had ass, and Trey Gay was not, and he couldn't get up by looking at Zaria Wall's ass. And so now he has a certain thing about Zaria, because now he wants to sit up here and he wants to talk bad about this girl's name. and wants to try to defame her in such a manner and say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was Zaria, the one who walked the halls of that establishment. Now I know. Peoples, how long has this sucker been talking about the Kenneka Jenkins case? How long? He's been talking about it for 7 years, making live after live after live after live after live, and literally going around in circles and stuff and implicating a lot of people who never had anything to do with this case. And it's amazing that many of you people sit here and follow him and watch him and stuff and then believe that madness. And then y'all believe that Trey Gay had solved the case. Bullshit. Trey Gay hasn't solved anything, because if Trey Gay had solved anything, well, then the case wouldn't have been in the status that is in now. But see, Trey Gay don't even know his head from his ass. You know, he doesn't. And so Trey Gay may have some videos and, you know, all like this and stuff, but I've said mine to you peoples. It has literally been hundreds of YouTubers who have proclaimed that they know everything that happened to Kenneka. And everybody has been spinning a narrative about Kenneka. But yet, when you really go and deep dive into all of this madness, you got to ask the question, peoples. And the question is simply this: what ulterior motive would all of these people have to unalive Kenneka? What is it that Kenneka Jenkins has done to all of these people that Trey Gay tries to bring up in his lives and talk about? I mean, the man is basically saying that this was a major conspiracy, that all of these people came together to unalive just one little black girl. So then the question would be, peoples, what was so special about Kenneka Jenkins that, you know, all of these people had to come together and play and unalive this girl? For what purpose? For what reason? And then what did they get out of it? See, these are the questions that I ask people, and these are the things that Trey Gay cannot ever answer. You can sit up here and you can play with this case forever and a day and things and stuff, but see, you can't answer the question. You can come up with the conspiracy theories and you can talk about this case and you can flip videos around and you can, you know, have innuendos and, you know, say this and say that and the other. But at the end of the day, why would all of these people would ever come together to try to unalive Kenneka Jenkins? Do he even know who Kenneka Jenkins was, peoples? To be able to sit here and ever talk about her? Now, see, he was a TM's booty kisser. He was an ass licker. He loved Miss Teresa, as he called her. Miss Teresa this, Miss Teresa that. Miss Teresa, in his eyes, could not do no wrong, peoples. Miss Teresa. But Miss Teresa had fooled his ass because Miss Teresa had ended up getting millions behind this case. Oh, yes, she did. I said, yes, she did. And so you got to ask the question, peoples. And see, this is what I've always asked everybody. Now, I never watched King Rob's videos. I don't know what the brother said. I don't know what he did. I do know he was at the establishment. I do know that. And it has been said that he had stated a lot of things and stuff in this case and whatnot. But then we have to take a retrospective look at what King Rob had said, peoples. Because see, the thing is, King Rob ain't as squeaky clean. Now that black nigga can sit up here and he can talk his shit, and he can go ahead and threaten all of the people and stuff. He can think that he's a badass and the police ain't gonna do nothing to him and all like that and stuff. But see, that's just a Chicago thing. Because he's a black, ugly nigga that's in Chicago with some yellow eyes and talking shit. He's on his turf. Yeah, so he's gonna talk shit. All of them talk shit, peoples, until they get caught up into something. And then now what they're gonna do? Now they're gonna spend quite considerable amount of time in jail, or probably for the rest of their lives. And so what? You're gonna talk shit behind bars and things? Everybody talks shit, peoples. And so he's up here threatening TM and Lenore and, all like this and so on and so forth. He made all of these lives and things that I've never even watched, Because, see, the thing is, what is it that King Rob can tell Edward Joseph? See, he can sit up here and he can talk about X, Y, and Z, this and that and the other and so on and so forth. But then my question is simple. What validity out of the stupidity that King Rob had said that ever really surfaced in this case? Because from what I hear, this man has just been talking out the side of his neck. And he was mad at something, but see, he's a part of the organization. So you stupid people have to realize this man ain't going to give up all of the juicies. No, he's going to say a lot of stuff. He's going to do a lot of stuff. He's going to implicate some people and stuff. Well, isn't that what they did in the Diddy's case and stuff? But for the simple fact that he was there at the establishment, why was he there? Why would he want to come to a young people's party? For what? He's an older guy. What the hell is he's going to be doing with 17, 18, 19-year-olds? For what? For what? And see, that's the thing that many of you don't even address. Why would King Rob, as old as he is, want to be at a young people's party? Love and all of these old niggas that was there at the party. Why will all of these old Negroes want to be at the party? For what? Was something going down? It was something that they all was a part of. And nobody has cracked the code, peoples. Trey Gay hasn't cracked no code. And none of the other YouTubers has cracked the code when they were talking about this case, peoples. What is it that they know other than that of what was spoken? There was a audio going around of King Rob threatening Lenore and talking all of this shit, and then they were supposed to have been at some type of shop, and he was going off and stuff. But see, people, I surmise that all of these black Negroes that get on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff, and they ghetto fabulous. They're Negroes. They're gangsters. They have nothing, no knowledge, no experience. Can't even hold down a regular job, 9 to 5 or whatever and stuff. And all they know is killing, stealing, robbing, and doing everything and all. But see, all of that catches up with you. And so you can do all of the devious, devilish, and demonic madness that you do, but then all it takes is just that one time, and then your ass is gone forever. And then what are you going to do? You're going to talk that shit behind bars? Because that's ultimately where they're going to end up. either behind bars or 6 feet under the ground. Period. Negroes that get on here and talk that Lily Lango madness. And then they talk about, well, you YouTubers. Well, I'm a YouTuber and I'm talking about you. You ain't gonna do shit. I'm talking about you. You ain't gonna do shit. King Raw, Chosen King, and all of you hilarious and nefarious gangster YouTubers and Facebookers and Instagrammers and all of you ghetto Negroes. See, I'm not a ghetto Negro. I'm a black man. But see, I have gangsters in my family, and I have gangster friends. So, you know, I'm not worried about what you people say or think that you're going to do and things. You know, I got gangster friends too that watches Edward Joseph's back, you know, my homies, as they call them, and things, you know, my ride and dies and whatnot. See, the thing is, people, I don't have to worry about shit because at the end of the day, I don't live that type of lifestyle. I never did, never will. You know, I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. Never did, never will, and things. You know, I don't talk ebonics. I'm not in that lifestyle. I don't be out there on the streets and do all of this hoodlum madness and stuff. That's their life. I'm here and I'm going to talk about this case. And I'm going to talk about any and everybody that was associated with this case. Period. Whether they like it or not. And so if that means exposing them, well, then that's what it means. If that means talking about them, well, that's what it means and stuff. You know. And so King Rob, as he says, King Rob. This nigga ain't no king. Well, yeah, he's the king robber, the hilarious and nefarious Sauber, the one who sits around and wants to be with all of these young girls and things. Oh, you guys remember when King Rob had Kenneka and her friends, and they were driving around in some type of car, some type of van or whatever. Y'all remember that, right? Because I showed you the video and Kenneka was in there and she was irritated. So you got to ask the question, people, what the hell is King Rob doing with all of these young ladies? Did he call himself a so-called pimp? Because he sure wasn't pimping out Kenneka. You know, he was just another gangster out there on the Chicago streets talking bullshit and madness. And talking about the cops ain't gonna never do nothing to him and this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth. I'm sure he has a criminal record, peoples. And I'm sure that he's watching his mouth and watching his step today because I'm sure he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in prison. So, you know, you got to understand the play, peoples. People will get on here, hoop and holler, talk and scream and holler and things like that and stuff. And not to put it past them because, you know, a true gangster is true gangster and true gangster, you know, they're going to do shit. But then there's a price to pay behind that shit. And so if you are still a gangster and you're in your 50s and 60s and you still out there trying to beat bop and do all of this crazy stuff, man, sit your old ass down and shut the fuck up and enjoy the rest of your life while you have it right now. Because all of that demon, devilish, and demonic madness that you did, well, see, the Lord doesn't like that. And if you never gave your life to Christ, well, then you ain't getting in. And then for all eternity, you're going to spend your life in a pit of hell, burning forever for all eternity. Because that's where you ended up. Gangsters, robbers, suckers, Negroes. That's what it is, peoples. They do all of this shit while they live, but then when they die, well, then they have a lifetime to think about what they did. The Bible teaches us, people, that in hell there will be weeping and wailing and gnashing of the teeth. That is found in the book of Revelations. That is prophecy. That is what's to come. And so, if you're going to live that type of lifestyle, just understand that once you leave here, your ass is going to hell with no bell, and you're going to burn for all eternity. Ain't no escaping hell, because that is the destiny for many of you gangsters, suckers. So, people, I heard so much about this King Rob sucker, but I found some video footage and I found the pictures, and he was at the establishment. And so the question becomes, peoples, why was King Rob at the establishment, peoples? What was going on that he was at the establishment? Yeah, he was there. He was there. We saw him. We saw him on video footage, peoples. We have screenshots and we have pictures of King Rob at that establishment. And so the question remains, peoples, why was he there? Why was he there? Out of all of the times and places that he could have been, why was he there at the establishment? Now, again, like I said, peoples, I never watched this video, so I don't know all of his narrative and what he had said in this Kenneka Jenkins case and things. But frankly, to be honest with you, I really don't care. Because like I said, a person is not going to totally implicate themselves into a situation such as this, where a person end up being unalive. So he can be a bitch and he can be a snitch and try to tattletale upon everybody. But then at the end of the day, King Rob, tell on yourself, brother. Tell on yourself. What is it that you have done in this case? What part did you play? Because from what I hear, this nigga said a lot, he's seen a lot, and he's done a lot. And so at the end of the day, peoples, what did this little yellow ass sucker do in the Kenneka Jenkins case? And why is he so up in arms about TM and Lenore and all of like this and stuff? Like he is the ghetto police. And all the talking about TM and what TM has did and this and that and the other. Why were you there? Why was you there, King Rob? Chosen King and all of you fiends, Epsteins. Why was you there? Why was you there? And then why did everybody want to play and sit up here and lie about this young lady? Now, see, peoples, I should surmise to you that the narrative that they gave you was false, fictitious, hilarious, and nefarious. And it doesn't matter whether you believe that Kenneka was there on any given day or not. The bottom line is simply this. This narrative that has been out there forever and a day that Kenneka Jenkins was there at the establishment on the night is bullshit. Total bullshit and madness, peoples. Total bullshit and madness. Because see, the thing is, once you really break it down, it doesn't make no sense, because the time that they gave you It doesn't make no sense. And I have yet to have anybody to come on to my live to express to me how this happened. Because a young lady of the name of Kenneka Jenkins was supposed to came to the establishment at 1:13 in the morning, 1:13 a.m. in the morning. And then about 2:30 something, she was supposed to have been walking the halls of that establishment. So from 1:13 to 2:30 something, people, that's about an hour and something minutes. And so within an hour and something minutes, Irene's live was supposed to happen. TY's live was supposed to happen. And then remember the testimony of what the lady had gave when she had saw TM in the hallway. She said, "I've seen your daughter." She told TM that. She said, "I've seen your daughter with two guys and two girls on the 11th floor." And so people's, that is an eyewitness right there who said that they seen Kenneka on the 11th floor with two guys and two girls. So now, peoples, help me to make this make sense. How did all of this madness happen within an hour or something time, peoples? How did Kenneka Jenkins get whooshed up on some topiramate and alcohol and be left in the lobby of the Crown Plaza Hotel, peoples? Help me to make that make sense. See, the thing is, when you break down that narrative in the manner to which the people try to do, it doesn't make no sense whatsoever. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. And everybody is lying and everybody is giving a different narrative. Get Kenneka out of Irene's live, peoples. Get her out of Irene's live. Many of you can't. You can't. I asked the people, give me a rundown of what you think happened in this Kenneka Jenkins case. How did all of this stuff happen within an hour worth of time? How did it all happen, people? I mean, we had this guy named France Cave, supposed to run up there many times, shut the music down, oh, and all like this and stuff. Well, if you go back to the case files and look at the history of what he said, he came up there several times and things. So that was beyond the golden hour, peoples. And then if you go back and look at the case files, then other people gave their testimony. And that was beyond the golden hour, peoples. And then you go back and the people who was in the other room gave their testimony. And again, peoples, that was beyond the golden hour. And then you had TM that's supposed to... excuse me, y'all. I think I'm coming down with a cold or something. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, you had TM that gave her testimony. And that was beyond the golden hour, peoples. And so you had all of these people with different narratives that nobody has ever bothered to even cross-examine or even reference while they're giving their narrative. Because the only thing that they do is just take bits and pieces of the video footage and then they want to run with it. Then they want to give a narrative to it. And then everybody think that there's an expert in the Kenneka Jenkins case, like Trey Gay and Casey Cloy, Overa Sanchez, Mendina, And then you got all of these hilarious and nefarious people who say, oh, well, we did the research and stuff. What research have you done? I said, what research have you done? Because you got people who say, yeah, that was Kenneka that walked the halls of that establishment. But see, the thing is, peoples, when you go back and you play Zach's live, you had Peas that had stated that he was there at 12 something a.m. on September the 8th, the morning of the 8th. Not the morning of the 9th. He said the morning of the 8th. And he said that when he got there, he saw Shorty, aka Kenneka Jenkins. That's what he said. Go back and play back the video, peoples. I played it back in my live just a couple of lives ago. I played it back. And you heard what he said. And so people's the thing is, can you really take for face value what these people said? Because everybody lied. Everybody lied. And everybody gave a different time. And everybody gave an indifferent assessment as to what they believe had happened. And it's all lies, people. All lies. And it's just like Cat Williams has said, all lies will be exposed. And all lies is being exposed, people. Because P. Diddy, Mr. Love, is going down. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And then after him, they're coming after Jay-Z. They're coming after all of those other people who had partaked in the freak offs and all like this and stuff. They're coming after him one by one. J-Lo. They already got R. Kelly. They're coming after Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. And you see that he has a lawsuit up against him now for wanting to go up a man's rectum. You know, that, and T.D. Jakes and all like them and stuff. I mean, niggas. You know, it's one thing to be gay, but then it's another thing to be gay. And I can't phantom in my mind, peoples. I understand that everybody has their preference and everybody likes what they like and stuff, you know, but I just can't, I can't phantom in my mind. And I'm glad that I'm losing people because, you know, I guess it's the gay people who wanted to leave the channel because they didn't want me to talk about this. But that's good. I'm going to talk about it. I can't phantom in my mind that any man is sticking his penis in the rectum of a man. I can't phantom that for the likes of me, peoples. That just doesn't register with me. You know? And Tyler Perry is being accused of trying to groom a man and trying to stick his penis in the rectum of a man. Tyler Perry and all of these other suckers. And Trey Gay, the Thunder Booty. You know? He's all the time talking about Thunder Booty. And so anybody who thinks about booty all the time and men's booty, they're gay. And he talks gay. He is gay. He looks gay. He's gay. No matter how you twist and turn it, people. Trey Gay. The Thunder Booty. Because see, you sit here and you say Thunder Booty. What is a Thunder Booty? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, people who sits and dreams about booty all the time, you sick. you are just sick. You know? They had Pride. They had Pride, and June was supposed to be Pride Month. Why come we can't have heterosexual month or straight month? Why does everybody has to wear a rainbow, and why are you desecrating the rainbow? The rainbow wasn't intended, and it's not a sign of gayism, lesbianism, transvestites, and the likes. Now, if that's the type of lifestyle that you want to live, people's, more power to you. But don't get mad at me when I talk about it. Now, if you offended because you gay and I'm talking about you and talking about the acts that you do, well, then don't be gay. Don't be gay, because if you are full of pride and that floats your boat, well, then shit, don't get mad at Edward Joseph because I talk about you. You're full of pride. I'm not full of pride, peoples. I don't ride like that. I don't get down like that. And so, it's just funny to me how people who is gay and lesbian and transsexuals and all like this, they get mad because we talk about them. Shit, y'all talk about us. Y'all talk about us heterosexuals and stuff. Y'all talk about me. You think I'd give two rats asses? I don't care what you say about me. Y'all talk about me all the time, every day. You suckers don't even know me, and you talk about me and stuff. So then when I start talking about you, now you want to get an attitude. Oh, well, he's just hateful and stuff. No, I'm not hateful. I'm just calling it like it is. It's a sin. God ain't never made man to stick his penis in another man's rectum. He never did that. So if you want to live that perverse lifestyle, well, then that's up on you. But don't get mad at me when I talk about you. If that's what floats your boat, well, then get out there, be happy, promote that shit, and be happy about it and stuff. But I don't agree with it. So don't get mad at me when I talk about you. Is that all right? Shit. If you like that shit, well then, hey, and that it is shit. You sticking your penis in a man's rectum, and then what comes out of that? Shit. Shit only comes out, peoples. Nothing is supposed to be going in, but only shit comes out. And that's why they say that you have a foul mouth, because you got a penis stuck in your mouth and it's full of shit. You putting it in somebody's dookie hole. That's full of shit. And you sucking on a lollipop that has shit on it. Sad. And then you got Trey Gay up here talking about Thunder Booty. Well, I guess it's a lot of you Thunder Booties out there, because y'all saying that y'all love them, so you love a Thunder Booty. So do you have shit too? Y'all love Trey Gay, huh? Y'all love that thunder ass. So are you a thunder ass too? You love the man. Sad, people. Sad how you guys get attached to these type of people who lives that type of lifestyle. But as I said, peoples, Trey Gay tries to implicate Zahrie Walls in the Kenneka Jenkins case. He tried to say that Zahrie Walls had made up Kenneka in a freezer. So, peoples, What type of makeup did Zahrie put up on Kenneka in the freezer? There's Kenneka right there. There's Kenneka Jenkins right there, peoples. So, what type of makeup did she have on? Did Zahrie flat iron press her hair? Because that's what you guys said. That's stupid. Her hair is all over the place, peoples. So is this the work of Zahrie Walls, peoples? What makeup did she put on? And then why would she want to put up makeup on Kenneka? To dress her up so that people can take pictures of her in a freezer? Think about that for one moment. I want you guys to really think about what you say. You said that Zahrie Walls had put some makeup on Kenneka Jenkins, peoples, inside the freezer. Why would she want to do that? And the girl is deceased. I just need you to think of that logic just for one moment. The shit doesn't make no sense, peoples. And it's crazy the shit that comes out of many of you guys' mouths. You guys just say shit and you don't even think about what you say, and you just say it. And sometimes I'm you know what I'm start doing? I'm just going to start calling out all of you hilarious and nefarious people for the bullshit and madness that you say, because that is so goddamn stupid. It is just so stupid that for you to even think of that and even say that is stupid. Why would this girl go ahead and put makeup on this girl in a freezer? That's crazy. Y'all hold on. Okay, peoples, I am back. I see my peoples came in. Hello, Mariah Lavender. How are you, ma'am? It is a blessing to see you on tonight. Mariah Lavender says, hello, Mr. Edward and everyone. And so, peoples, you can't even answer the question that I raised. Why would anybody go ahead and put makeup on this girl to decorate her so they can take pictures? So if you guys say that Zahrie Walls had put makeup on Kenneka while she was in the freezer, well, then what you're saying is Zahrie Walls was a part of the cover-up. Zahrie Walls was a part of what happened to Kenneka. And so she had literally been a part of the play. That's what you're saying. She's been a part of the cover-up. But why would Zahrie Walls want to be a part of this madness when she already called out the people who was a part of this madness? And the bottom line is, none of you can even put Zahrie at the establishment. You ain't never seen her up on no type of video footage whatsoever. And it wasn't Zahrie that had walked the halls of that establishment. I mean, Treygate tried to make it seem like that was Zahrie. Zahrie had a big ass. She had a big round ass that pokes out. The girl that was walking the halls did not have a big ass that pokes out people's. See, that was the first mistake that Trey Gay had made, because he tried to say, "Yeah, look, that's her. Yeah, look," and I mean, he had the photo of the girl who was getting off the elevator, and he was trying to say it was Zaria Walls and stuff, and he was trying to match up the outfit and things like that. But that picture was so distant. He didn't do no close-up shot. The jacket that she wore did not match the jacket that the girl wore. He tried to say that the girl had big breasts. Well, Kenneka had big breasts. A lot of people had big breasts. Well, but what does that mean? The difference is between Zaria is Zaria had a big ass. A big ass. And that baby poked out. Let me show you, peoples. Let me show you Zaria's ass, peoples. Because see, the thing is, Zaria had a distinctive feature to her. Her ass was big. And it was bulging and it poked out. Zaria Walls, peoples. And so we'll get back to this, but let's look at Zaria, peoples. See? Now, this is a good picture because she's in those jeans. This is a good picture of her because she's in those jeans, peoples. And then look at Zaria's face, people. So I want you guys to look at that very well, peoples. Look at Zaria's face. All right. Look at Zaria's face, peoples. Look at Zaria's face and look at Zaria's nose. And then look at Zaria's body. Now, does that look like the girl that walked some halls at that establishment, peoples? All right, so why is this like this? Here, let me reduce this down so I can clear that. There we go. That's what I want to try to get to right there. There we go. Okay. Now, look at Zaria's face. Look at Zaria's nose. Look at Zaria's backside. Because she has the jeans on, her backside is not poking out as big as it could in other outfits. Look at her face, people. Look at her face. Her face doesn't even come close to looking like Kenneka's face. So we have this picture up. So what I want to do, let me get a screenshot of this, and then we're going to do a comparison. So let's do a comparison. Let's bring that back. And let's shrink that down some to size. And let me get a screenshot of this right here. So let me go ahead and see, because this is something that Trey Gay refused to do. And I refuse to allow Trey Gay to go ahead and literally taint this girl's name. I got to call that sucker out. Got to call him out. And so we're going to save this as Zaria Walls and niece. Let me save that in my downloads. Okay. Boy. All right, people. So we have that picture. And then we have another picture of Zahrie right here. And look how big and bulging her breast is. She has her breast out. But look at her body. There's another picture that we're going to take a look at. We're going to compare it, people. So let me get one of that one too. See, this is why you go ahead and debunk the stupid people. Because everybody now he wants to, yeah, now I know that's the best friend. That's the best friend. Yeah, we know Zahrie right now is the best friend. We know that now. We didn't know that then, but we know that now. Now look at Zahrie. She has a different look. Look at the face. Now, this is even a close-up shot of Zahrie. Okay, so this is going to be the final one that we're going to screenshot. And we're going to compare these pictures, peoples. And compare these pictures. All right. So we're going to come back to that. So now let me go ahead and let me call up Kenneka's pictures here. Let's call up Kenneka's pictures right here, peoples. We're going to call up that one. And then we're going to call up the other pictures that we just done. Yeah, we're going to call up that one. We're going to call up that one. And we're going to call up that one. All right. So we got these pictures of Zahrie. Now we have that picture. Okay, so let's look at Zahrie, peoples. Let's look at Zahrie right here. Now, do Zahrie and Kenneka remotely look alike, peoples? They don't even remotely look alike, peoples. And then this is Zahrie right here. And she's looking. Look at Zahrie. Look at her face. And then look at Zarya's face right here. Then look at Kenneka's face right there. Do they remotely look alike? Zahrie has thick eyebrows. Kenneka doesn't. In all of her pictures, she has thick eyebrows. She has these painted on eyebrows. And they're very arched. See that? They're very arched. See that? See that? See that? And then look at Kenneka's eyebrows. So, how could Zahrie play the role as Kenneka Jenkins in an establishment when the girl's body is so damn different? Look at her body. Look at her body, peoples. Look at her body. Okay. So that's Zahrie Walls. And then if we go look at Facebook and we look at pictures right here. Look at that body, people. Look at that ass. That ass is so big. See? Look at her ass, peoples. That girl at the establishment didn't have an ass like that, peoples. Do you understand what I'm saying? And Zahrie, she's not that tall. She's probably about 5'2", 5'3". You know? Let's take a look. That's my guesstimate, but let's take a look. Let's go back to her Facebook page. And she had some pictures of her and Kenneka. Now look at her and her mom right here. Look at that ass. Zahrie had a unique ass. And see, look at Zahrie. Okay. She's with her man. Yeah, here we go again. Look at her ass. She had a very unique ass, peoples. And then look, she's got all of Kenneka's pictures and stuff up here. So why would she go and do something with or do something to Kenneka? Look, it says right here. There's Kenneka in the background right there. All Kenneka. There's Kenneka again. There's Zahrie right there. There's Kenneka again. And so, peoples, you know, there's Zahrie right there, and there's Kenneka right there. So it says right here, peoples. Let's read this. It says, "Woo, sisters, we was ghetto, always fighting. I can't believe this day we hit that lady's car before school and called Mama T crying like she hit us. I miss you. I wish this was a bad dream. Memories ain't enough for me. Never was 100. We really moved wrong. You're not supposed to be gone. The movies was a better idea, I swear. Shit makes me sick to my stomach. I can't believe this." This girl is literally sitting here telling you peoples how much she missed Kenneka. This girl right here is literally sitting here telling you how much she missed Kenneka. And she is showing you all of these pictures of her and Kenneka. And some other girl, because here's this girl, here's the girl right here. There's Kenneka. And then there's the girl right there. And then there's the girl right there, same girl. And then there's Kenneka. There's Zahrie. There's Zahrie. There's that girl. There's that girl. There's Kenneka. There's Kenneka. You know? Y'all see that, right? There it is right there. So my question is, peoples, why would Zaria want to have all of this stuff posted up on her page? And she didn't like Kenneka. Here it is right here. Today makes 2 months that you've been gone, and I still don't understand the message God is trying to send. So many unanswered questions and uneased hearts. But no matter how far you've seen, we ain't never be too far apart. I love you, Nee, forever and a day. And then there she has it right there. And so this is her and her mom. Kizzy. And then look at Zahrie. Here's Zahrie again. And look at her ass. Very distinctive, peoples. Very distinctive. And she said that this bitch, shades of ugly, little Grinch looking ass. Shanae looking ass. Back porch braid wearing ass. And bitch, you missed a spot on your little on your lips. Little sucked on meatballs head ass out west versus out south. Guard don't play with my friend, bitch. I don't know who this is, but you know, whoever she was, they talked about this girl bad. And oh boy, look. They're posting up all types of pictures and things about this girl. And they're talking about her real bad. And then here it is again. I don't know how to feel. Never been the type to face reality on I can't stomach the fact that you're gone. I love and appreciate you so much for being real. And no matter how distant everybody was, you still came through. Your birthday tomorrow, and you're grown now, honey. I can hear you now. Being so extra, I miss you. And then she said, can't trust nobody. And then this is her and her mom. And then we all remember this famous picture because there she is right there when she was younger. There's Kenneka. There's Monifa. Where's Bree Bree? And where is Shemaya? Neither one is in here. There's Monifa. There's Kenneka. And there's Zahrie. But she wasn't as big as she was. And look all these other girls right here. So this was the clan. And y'all remember this right here, right? When they were at her house and stuff, and they were sitting in the room twerking. And then here they are right here. There's Kenneka. There's Monifa. So Monifa has been down with them. I said Monifa has been down with them. You know? So they tried to proclaim that Monifa wasn't a good friend, but Monifa was. Monifa was there. Monifa was down. She said, no justice, no peace, no Crown Plaza for me. This a whistle. We shut it down. And then
head up and keep stacking them figures. And if you ever had a over mountain traffic with killers, representing on my soul, they'll bury my niggas. And I ain't head up and keep stacking them figures. And if you ever had a over mountain traffic with killers, representing on my soul, they'll bury my niggas. And I ain't head. To my homies that ain't hit no more, my niggas in that jail. We put money on them books and still stacking for the bill. I got a gang of bad bitches say they wanna. To my homies that ain't hit no more. Bodies, boy, I'm talking dirty rounds. Miss my nigga Boosie, that's why I'm smacking you niggas. He told me keep my head up and keep stacking me figures. That's why I keep my bodies, boy, I'm talking.
And then look at Zaria. And she had on a different tattoo. And look at her body, peoples. She is short and stubby. See, she's short and stubby, and they are wearing the Timberlands. All of them had Timberlands, and all of them was thick, and all of them, filled their pants. These girls, they ate very well. They were very healthy. Very healthy young ladies. There's Kenneka. And look at Zahrie. And so there's Zahrie and there's Kenneka. There's Kenneka, people. There's Zahrie right there. Damn, all of these Chicago girls is thick. And then there's her with her boo-boo. And then there's Kenneka again, peoples. And then there's Kenneka again, right there. Look at Kenneka, peoples. So if Zahrie didn't like Kenneka, why does she have so many pictures of Kenneka? And then, as you can see, Kenneka, peoples, she's all the time wearing the watch on her left arm, as you can see. That's Kenneka. I see that, right? And then look at all of the pictures, peoples. She's doing hair. And there's Monifa right there. So where was Shemaya and Irene and Bree? They must have been the new girls that Monifa was saying. Cause all I see is Monifa right there. I don't see Irene. There's Kenneka. And Zahrie. So I don't see Bree. I don't see Irene. I don't see Shemaya. I mean, Monifa's been there. So Monifa must have been right to say that she knew her since 3rd grade. And when Kenneka wanted to make some new friends, I guess that's when she met Irene and Shemaya and Bree. But as you can see in all of the pictures, peoples, Irene is not in these pictures. Bree is not in these pictures, and Shemaya is not in these pictures. But Zahrie is with Kenneka. And you all the time see Monifa in there. See that? And there's Monifa right there. See that, peoples? That's Kenneka, because you can see the recess in her teeth. And then that's her at the school. And she's got on a dookie chain. There's Monifa. There's Kenneka. There's Zahrie. So where's Irene? Where's Shemaya? And where's Bree? You know? You don't see them. So, and then there's Kenneka again. There's Zahrie. There they are again. There they are again. And then there is Zahrie and J Money. And there they are right there, peoples. Zahrie and J Money. When did you ever see J Money take a picture with Monifa? I mean, not Monifa. Take a picture with Irene, Shemaya, or Burberry? I said, did you ever see J Money take a picture with Irene, Shemaya, or Burberry? And see, she has Kenneka's name tattooed upon her chest. That was Kenneka's best friend, people. So why would Kenneka's best friend want to set her up? Woo! $400 glasses. She's got Gucci. And she shops at North Face. And then rest in peace, Kenneka. And then there again, she has Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. So Zahrie was Kenneka's best friend. Peoples. And they said, we do anything. See, they like to get in there and they like to shop and stuff. And, you know, they just do what they do. See that? And they just out just having fun. And then there again, she has Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. It's just girls out having fun. And then there she is again with Kenneka name tattooed on her chest. And then there's the Adidas outfit, but it's not black this time. And then if you see the ring, it's the same type of ring Kenneka wore. So her and Kenneka had a special bond. And then look at Kenneka, and she wore the wrist on her left arm. So I think Kenneka was a lefty. And then there it is again. Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. So why would Zahrie want to try to set up Kenneka, her best friend? Doesn't make no sense, peoples. And then if you look at it, Zahrie had big eyebrows. So in all of the pictures, peoples, you're seeing she had Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. So Trey Gay, why would Zaria Walls want to set up Kenneka? And then there it is again, peoples. Kenneka's name tattooed upon her chest, which simply says that Kenneka was really something special to her. And she really loved her some Kenneka. More so than any other girls. And more so than Monifa. More so than Shamaya. More so than Bree. More so than Irene. Because they didn't love her as Zaria did, because Zaria had Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. And there it is again, peoples, as you can see. See the tattoo right there. And then this is covered. Kenneka. Kenneka was something special to Zaria. I mean, to have a young lady's name tattooed on your chest, that is saying a lot, peoples, because that name is going to forever be with you. And look, there it is again, Kenneka. So when Trey Gay wants to sit up here and try to say that Zaria Walls had something to do with Kenneka, the nigga is stupid. And for all of you hilarious and nefarious YouTubers that sat up here and believed this bullshit that Trey Gay was saying on his live the other day, you stupid. Because here it is again, peoples. Zaria has Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. There it is right there. There it is right there. And see, this is playful banter. They all the time sit up holding each other and doing all of this stuff. But that's what girls do, peoples. And she did so many people's hair. And she done an excellent job. And everybody had a unique hairstyle. And it was unique to each individual girl. And that's why everybody came to her. And then look at that ring, peoples. It's the same ring that Kenneka wore. Her and Zaria. And then look what she said. She said, to know me is to adore me. And then Tanya Gal said, yes, Zaria, too sexy for social media. And then look at this guy. Coming up with stacks of 20s and 100s. And so, yeah, you can be a little drug dealer and stuff, and and they love that lifestyle and things. But a lot of those guys ain't around now. And look at that. This girl just had nothing but people all on her channel. And I don't know who this was, but did he get shot or something? Because it looks like he's, But that's what happens to all of these Negroes who wants to run the street. Here's Colombia, and then look at those breasts. And so I'm just kind of like, well, and then here's the white nails again. All of these girls in these white nails. And everybody's just as sexy and as sassy as they want to be. And then there again, there's Kenneka's name tattooed on her chest. So Kenneka was something special to Zahrie. And then here we go right here, all of the pictures of Kenneka and Zahrie. And I don't know who this girl is. There's the Adidas outfit. There's the Columbia jacket. There's the Adidas outfit again. And the Adidas outfit again. And the Columbia. Boy, they love Columbia. She's got a picture of Kenneka. Columbia again, the jacket. And then I think we're back at square one again. Yep, we're back at square one. And there it is right there, peoples. So, it is absolutely, unequivocally, and undeniably that Zahrie Walls was Kenneka's best friend. And by her being Kenneka's best friend, there is no way that Zahrie would have taken part in the analyzation of Kenneka Jenkins peoples. So Trey Gay can save me with all of that bullshit and madness that this girl had ever walked the halls of that establishment. Because it never happened, peoples. I said it never happened, peoples. And all through here, we see Kenneka and Zahrie. All through here, peoples. And then there's the ring that she wore. Kenneka wore the ring and Zahrie wore the ring. Same type of ring, peoples. There it is right there. There it is right there, peoples. Now, that was Kenneka's true friend, her best friend. And the thing is, peoples, nobody is going to do it like they did it. Nobody. Proof is in the pudding right there, peoples. The pictures don't lie. Trey Gay lie, but the pictures doesn't lie, peoples. I'm gonna put a beautiful slideshow together. I'm working on it now. Kenneka Jenkins, best friend, passes away on boat. And Kenneka Jenkins was her best friend, peoples. I wanted to get that shot. There it is right there, peoples. I said, there it is right there, peoples. That was the best friend right there. Kenneka Jenkins, peoples. That was Zaria Wall's best friend, peoples. And so when Trey Gay sits his little thunder ass booty up here and tried to proclaim that Zaria Walls had something to do with Kenneka Jenkins' death, I had to make a live. And I had to come back and I had to talk in behalf of Zaria Walls, peoples, because Trey Gay ain't nothing but a thunder booty. And for him to desecrate her name in such a manner, in an egregious manner to which he did, Trey Gay, you're a sucker. You're an ass kicker. You're an ass kisser in booty liquor. You go up men's rectum. You have a shitty ass mouth and you a thunder ass booty. And there's no reason whatsoever why you should ever have sat your little black ass up here to say that this young lady walked some halls of that establishment when she never did. I said people she never did. Not in behalf of Kenneka Jenkins, peoples. And for all of you stupid people who sat on his live and played along with that bullshit, you guys should know better. You stupid yourself. And I'm calling out every last one of you suckers. You stupid. to sit up here and to ever think that Kenneka Jenkins' best friend had anything to do with her analyzation, peoples. That is so effing stupid. It's just crazy to me. She's going to have this young lady's name tattooed upon her chest. And y'all want to sit up here and listen to Trey Gay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And to say that this girl put on some makeup while Kenneka was lying in the freezer. So she's going to put her on her makeup so they can take some pictures of her lying in the freezer. What sense does that make, peoples? If she's going to put on some makeup, why couldn't she put on the makeup while the girl is living? Why she's going to put on makeup while the girl is deceased? That is so goddamn stupid. King Rob and Chosen King and whoever the fuck may have been saying all of this bullshit and madness, and Trey Gay and Casey Cloyo, Vera Sanchez Medina, and all of you suckers who sat up here and believed this bullshit. You guys are so goddamn stupid. You stupid. This is Kenneka's best friend right here, peoples. That is Kenneka's best friend, peoples. And then he goes, Trey Gay goes and make a live. He goes and make a live and he says, breaking news, Kenneka Jenkins' family, Zaria Walls, dead now. And then he goes and shows all of her pictures and Zaria Walls at Kenneka Jenkins' gravesite. And then he goes and shows the picture of Kenneka Jenkins and Zaria Walls, peoples. But then he goes back and make a live. Breaking news, Kenneka Jenkins' friend Zaria Walls dead. Is this a setup? Then he wants to go and try to reference some case files and things. You know, see, people, it's one thing to sit and talk about the case, but to go ahead and play with these people's names like that and shit, that ain't cool at all. That ain't cool at all. And then what's really sickening is all of these stupid ass YouTubers sit and believe in all of this madness. And then he's going to try to say, this is the girl, Zaria Walls, who walked the halls of that establishment.
Looking to add a profitable food service option?
So, peoples, did that ever look like Zaria Walls, peoples? And the question is simply this: Why would Zaria Walls go and play Kenneka? That shit just doesn't make no sense whatsoever, peoples. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Absolutely none.
Now that you're gone, every day I go on, but life's just not the same. I'm so empty inside, and my tears I can't hide, but I'll try.
And so we saw that because we saw those pictures. You didn't see Shemaya. You didn't see Bree Bree. And you didn't see Irene. You didn't see them, peoples.
Jenkins.com, world premiere. Take 1 second, think about all the motherfucking blessings. Yeah, I got a license, but I'm driving real reckless. Where you at, Fred? You bitch! Like it's nothing. Smoke that bitch out, not police for sin. Make the appointment, nigga know that we coming. When I'm smelling like I'm eating onions. I'm never going up like I gotta be something. All this fucking cake like I gotta eat something. And I'm trying to quit with the drink, eat coming. It'll take 1 second to think about all these motherfucking blessings. Yeah, I got a license, but I'm driving real reckless. Cause I'm another damn time to affection. She gon' get the hot job, cause I get the rent. Come and get it work, cause you know I gotta sell it. Before I get the cool, yeah, you know I gotta test it. Cause I cut into this $100 and I'm drink on the top. We on that watch shit. The haters, they talk shit. But later they walk in. Got your whole friend from an auction. She steady talking. He steady flossing. Organizing bullshit. take 1 second. Think about all these motherfucking blessings. Yeah, I got a license, but I'm driving pretty reckless. Turns on that, done turn too fast. She gon' eat the hot dog, cause I get the rest. Come and get the work, cause you know I gotta sell it. Before I get the coupe, yeah, you know I gotta test it. Cause I could to this 100,000 and invest it.
We coming for you, shorty, though. We really coming for you. I should have been on this side of the street.
What's that?
This side of the street. I think you're getting in front of me now. Who am I?
Everybody and their grandma.
Say I love her.
Right, we love you, 20.
I love you, Tanika.
Everybody and their grandma under this hole. Like, long live our girl. What the fuck? No, not trying to play this.
This what she was thinking.
Yeah, she was snapping though. My girl was like, remember when it was you and me. Wasting time. It was chemistry. Oh my grandma, this is Kenneka shit, bro. It was magic. And now it's gone. He ain't know you. And I ain't know her. But I know if we tried, maybe we could have worked. And you may see me smiling, trying to cover the hurt. But baby, I need you to know I'm still in love with you. And I just can't let it go. Baby, I just don't know what else to do. So I gotta let you know you got me deep, deep down. Deep, deep down. Never knew it hurt so bad. Boy, you got me deep, deep down. Deep, deep down. That's actually what I'm saying.
Yeah. RP, that's your song.
RP, no RP. Long live my girl.
Scooter, choose. When they kill my nigga Snoop, I see my young nigga in the casket. He had no blood in the day. Probably the reason why I keep taking these drugs. All these drugs, got no patience for these motherfuckers. Fuck, no patience. I wanna kill everybody.
The fuck
That's that thing just did it. Oh, look at my little babies. This today Cancer Awareness Day.
So I'ma hold it down till we all.
They so pretty with their little blue shirts on. Tia down here. Oh, damn, make my baby fall while they running like that. This police slow dragging.
I just wanna see my bitch flossing.
Oh, yeah, that's why the streets like this.
Everything.
That's how you like it, huh? That's how I like it, baby. That's how you like it, huh? That's how you like it, huh? That's how you like it, huh? That's how I like it, baby. That's how you like it, huh? That's how you like it, That's how you like it, huh? That's how you like it, huh? That's how you like it, That's how you like it, huh?
Better have my back. Do right like that's some magic. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Kenneka be like, cut that soft shit out. Kenneka be like, cut that soft shit out.
Yeah, RP, that's your song. Lil Snoop, all the fallen soldiers. Scooter, shoes. When they kill my nigga Snoop, I see my young nigga in the casket. Ain't even had no blood in the day. Probably the reason why I keep taking these drugs. All these drugs. Got no patience for these motherfucking fuck. No patience. I watch everybody change. They thought I lost. They did. But now they all busting U's. It's gonna cost. I seen Kilo shut the casket on the coffin. Kill this on these bitches.
What, Harry? I'ma hold it down to Yahweh.
We been at the club with a darling.
I just wanna see my bitch flossing.
100 bands every time I'm walking. If you get it, shit, you get a blessing for it. Get down in that shit, you with that West on it. My mama, she can't sleep, I come here early morning. But mama, I got 30 and it's 30 for you. If you ever feel it, give me shut up, bros. Used to pray to ramen noodles, turn the last. Gotta watch my own earnings on the roster. Gotta watch, this is the time of money, get your line up. I can't trust nobody. They enjoy me, they got the soul. They say that if you ride it, then nobody you turn these and graduate on why you're not you. Out for love,
When I kill myself, I see the footage on the tape. Then I must have threw up everything I ever ate.
man, I know he got some
Lies and I get engaged.
kicking shit with all these bitches, I keep getting gay.
Relax your mind and kick your feet back up. Solid dog food, trying to feed my pups.
Young rich nigga,
And I feel fucked up.
and I'm going through stuff.
And I don't feel no love.
Shake your body and you still my girl. Take a Perkins, man, I feel my girl.
The feds watching and you still
my girl. I'm gone. I don't see my brother with the panic, like the static. Gucci running over, got retarded with my daddy. I done seen the grand bottom bleed out of casket. But just got me focused, I done noticed all the damage. I don't see no brothers in the county, he's there with you. Lots of people niggas that were crazy, I couldn't balance it. Intelligence, sipping on the benefits, that's why I gotta manage it. As I see the challenges, make that work do acrobatics, feel accurate. And I'm leaning like a project balance. I'm a boss, I ain't never needed a manager. Every boss got no. But here we bow, you, all the soldier we bow.
Put it in your GPS, like save it, and put it in your. My kid, put it in one of them GPS.
Hold on, hey, my kid. Go, what's the name? Go get it off the page.
I got it in my phone.
Yep. I almost asked y'all, did y'all want some? I can't say it on live because she rewatching.
Huh?
She
Put in 752
Hold on. 7, 5,
2 E 114 TH Street.
Through stuff, I don't feel no love.
let me see. Y'all thirsty to play the music? We gon' ride it right quick.
I thought somebody just caught me door.
You said somebody, y'all gotta play that back. And then everybody get there. Damn, I thought you Your shit trying to swipe us.
Well, what?
Her live.
Mine's
What your shit on?
2398.
Let me hop on. Tell police I heard.
Happy birthday. I'm having deja vu.
No.
Nope.
I'm my dog. Right? It's on. That's on.
You already lived
That
through
ain't
this
on
day.
somebody making
Happy birthday. Somebody's gonna kill me tonight. Happy birthday. Rated PG-13.
I gave my phone.
Says the Miss my dog.
Hey guys, how to easily recover lost files from SD card. We'll teach you how to recover files. So what should you do when you sadly lost files from SD card? 1. Stop using SD card immediately after data loss.
Oh, this is my girlfriend. You know that. No. What's the song we was listening? Dear old Nikki. No, that. It was a song we was listening to when Nicki Minaj just.
Dear old me.
Yeah, that was it. think I had fans. Just flush this.
Use the left 3 lanes to continue onto I-94 East.
This is how I'd master AI in 2025 if I was 35 plus years old with no tech background.
Teenagers are building businesses with AI, while the only AI you know is ChatGPT.
Everybody ask me where you at. I try to channel you in hopes that I can stand you back. But just like every intersection, we just missed each other. You got your fans waiting, tell me you ain't 6 feet under. And tell me that you coming back and you just took a break. Maybe I blamed you for everything, that was my mistake. In hindsight, I loved you more than I loved your edge. Cause it was you who taught me down from jumping off the ledge. Your earrings bamboo, your long nails too. Your BMW, every time you came through, you was the brave heart. You stole Wayne hard. You never switched it up. You played the same part. But I needed to grow, and I needed to know. But there's some things inside of me that I needed to show. So I just tethered you, left you in all black. But dear old Nikki, please call you back. You know, I need you. You said so sweet, I need you. But I said, can't call it, I can't see you. But I am holding you, holding you, holding you to that. Yo, did I chase the glitz and glamour, money, fame, and power? Cause if so, that will forever go down my lamest hour. I should've kept you with me, getting at the nameless cowards. They was no match for you, couldn't defeat your powers. I had to make them changes, I hope you understood. You see, for every bad, I did a ton of good. But you was underground, and I was mainstream. I live the life now that we would daydream. My only wish is, you come enjoy it with me. Get on them conference calls, don't meet the lawyers with me. The money came, yeah, tripled and quadrupled it. But I still miss us when we was just on some stupid shit. And I still fuck the media. They ridiculed you, never believed in ya. They just said that you left you in all black. But dear old Nikki, please call you home. You come, I need you. You said so sweet, I need you. But I said, here calling, I can't see you. But I am holding you, holding you, holding you to that. Yes, I'm holding you, holding you, holding you. Yes, I'm holding you, holding you, holding you. Yes, I'm holding you, holding you, holding you to that. Yes, I'm holding you. This is for my girlfriend. This is for my girlfriend. This is for my girlfriend. This is for my BFF girlfriend. This is for my girlfriend. This is for my girlfriend. You always put this on the This is for my girlfriend. This is for my BFF girlfriend. Hey yo, where my BFF? Where my Playboy bunny? Where that nigga BF? When we pull up at the light, why they thinking us get left? Why they screwing up their case? Why they making a hot mess? Why they be like, no, they didn't? Them bitches is always shitting. I can't be ticking. I'm checking this finger licking, and it's like we doing breezy. Shutting in Louis Beezy. We straight without a permit. You bitches is stupid cheesy. When you like some ice with that, we get a lot of cheese, no rice with that.
Y'all know when someone used to always listen to one person get their heart broke. Girl, my Destiny's Child. Yeah, go to
Oh, yeah.
Don't you be that?
Oh, yeah, we used to be doing shit. I You can't let him see you like that. He don't think he got power over you.
It's gonna be okay. Like, no, it's not.
Then when she get her heart broken, life is
Right.
I'm like,
Take a minute, girl, come sit down and tell us what's been happening. In your face, I can see the pain. You're trying to convince us that you're happy. We see what's wrong before I'm just taking it in and depression. Because it comes with what you feel alone. You're letting work out of your heart. I'm telling you, girl, I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody to talk to. Girl, I can tell you've been lying and you tell me that it's better when he hurts you. Girl, you don't have to be hiding. Don't you be ashamed to say he hurt you. I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girl. And don't you know that we love you? See, what y'all don't know about him is I can't let him go because he leaves me. It ain't really his touch me inside, and I ain't making it easy. I know you see him working on some time, but I know people got you don't mean it. It's hard sometimes, but I need a minute. I don't think you'll understand. I'm telling you, girl, I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody to talk to. Girl, I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody. Girl, you don't have to be hiding. Don't you be ashamed to say you hurt you. I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girls. Don't you know that we love you, girl? I can tell you've been crying. I can see it in your eyes. I can tell you've been crying. I can see it in your eyes. You don't have to be hiding. I know what you do, girl. I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girls. And don't you know that I love you? Girl, take a good look at yourself. He got you going through hell. You ain't never seen us. You down like this. What you mean you don't need us to help? He loves each other too well. We all know, girl. I can tell you, girl, somebody to talk. I've been knowing you, especially with me. You can hide with your friends, girl. You don't have to be hiding. Don't you be ashamed to say he hurt you. I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girls. Don't you know that we love you? I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody to talk to. Girl, I can tell he's been lying and pretending that he's faithful and he loves you. Girl, you don't have to be hiding. Don't you be ashamed to say he hurt you. I'm your girl, you're my girl, we your girls. Don't you know that we love you? Oh my God, what is being mad? I can't tell you what y'all see. Who said that to me?
I swear to God, every time we walk, we turn in.
Oh, my kids, this Kenneka shit.
They called me a problem. I'm a threat.
They bopping up in beds, laying back.
Hold on.
I'm not giving up.
Hold on.
You know what the fuck I'm at. You 26 and trying to pop.
We invented that.
All that talking that you doing, we ain't into that. You 101.
We can finish that.
Be cool.
You want me for that?
Go, baby.
This Kenneka shit, y'all. Why? You know your girls got you. Why?
I got shooters in the car like Steve Nash. And if they get you looking,
37 ass. Where y'all at? I don't like your bitch, that's so ass. I'm tied it up and I let her bang. This million love, that shit ain't been the same. Niggas bitch with dirt up on my name. Wow. I'll shoot her, I don't need no aim. We gonna change. She shouldn't have came. We to the train. I'm ready to roll. They don't mean a thing. I make it paid. She said she know me. She did what now? What did you get? This one. Sorry. I don't know. Cause things straight. They ain't got to tell me.
And see, peoples, as you can see, that's Kenneka Jenkins' best friend. As you can see, that's Kenneka Jenkins' best friend. And it's no reason why Kenneka Jenkins' best friend would have wanted to set her up to be unalived and put makeup on her face and walk some halls of that establishment playing Kenneka. So this is a call out to Trey Gay and all of the other hilarious and nefarious people who wants to try to douse this girl's name. Now, many people didn't like Zahrie Walls, as well as many people don't like Edward Joseph. But then, like Zahrie Walls has said, I don't give two rats' asses, which Edward Joseph always say, hey, I don't give two rats' asses either. You can love me, peoples, or you can hate me. It really doesn't matter to me, because at the end of the day, I'm always going to be here and I'm always going to stand 10 toes down and I'm always going to shoot my shot. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, as time goes by, my channel is going to grow and these videos is going to get out there. I got a lot of haters right now, and so that's why, you know, things ain't being shown as much as it could be. But see, people, you know, it doesn't really matter to me, because as long as I am touching the few that I'm reaching right now, that's all good. But it's just a matter of time, peoples. And so, you know, I'm going to break it. Because see, the thing is, people wants to judge me by based upon what other people say about me, which the other people don't even know me. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, even they still watch me. And whether they don't like my channel or subscribe to my channel, they help me with my watch hours, and which is all good. But see, people's, my thing is simply this. I'm here to get the word out to the people that Zahrie Walls was Kenneka's best friend, and that Zahrie Walls never walked the halls of that establishment, peoples. Regardless of what Trey Gay say, Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Mendina say, or any other hilarious and nefarious YouTuber say, I'm always going to be here and I'm always going to stand 10 toes down with the people, with Zahrie Walls and with Kenneka Jenkins, and tell the people this madness that these people are spreading is bullshit and nonsense. And it's going to reach the masses, people. So I do believe, you know, I do believe it's going to reach the masses. You know, I've learned to be patient. The Bible teaches us about patience. Patience is a virtue. So I've learned to be patient. And so people's, you know, as long as somebody is watching it, the word is getting out. I said it's getting out, people's. And so, it's just going to be a matter of time to when one of these videos is going to go viral. And then once it do, then I'm going to reach more of the masses. See, the thing is, I refuse to play the game with YouTube and Facebook and all like them, because in order to go viral and reach thousands of more people, they want you to pay to play. And I refuse to pay. And I'm not going to play. And so as long as I continue to keep going live and continue to keep doing what I do, well, then I just have to be satisfied with that. Because I refuse to pay for views, peoples. No, TikTok does that. TikTok wants you to pay so you can reach thousands of people and things. I refuse to do that. No, I'm not going to do that, peoples. And so my thing is that, if the people see it, they see it. And if they don't, well, then, hey, that's fine too. Because as long as the few people that see it, hey, that's all that matters. It's never going to stop me from doing what I do. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, I haven't been on YouTube that long. But, I'm going to start doing what everybody else does. I'm going to start making some shorts. And I'm just going to start consistently posting it and posting it and posting it. Different shorts. Just making my point. Different shorts. Just different videos and things. I finally got my system software back. And so I'm in here, I'm going to utilize a little bit of AI and utilize my creative abilities. I've been in here. I've been watching and learning the platform and stuff so I can do a lot more creative stuff. And so I'm going to start pumping it out there because that's how you get noticed. You keep pumping those shorts out there. Keep pumping them, keep pumping them, keep pumping them, And then it's going to take hold because then, that is going to show up in somebody's algorithm and somebody's going to see it. And then somebody else is going to see it. Somebody else is going to see it. And so that's the way to get noticed. I'm noticing now. See, it took me a minute to understand how YouTube and Facebook and all of these platforms work. And so instead of me paying them, I'm not going to pay them for my videos to get out there. I'm just going to continue to keep doing the hard work, keep making the lives and stuff, keep talking about the case. And it'll catch hold, but I'm going to put a lot more shorts out there than ever before. And so I'm off all of this week, and this is what I've been doing in the background and stuff. I've been working on slideshows and different things and stuff, man. Get the word out there, peoples. That Zahrie Walls was Kenneka Jenkins' best friend. And that she had no ill will towards her, no ill intentions or anything like that. And we're just going to dispel the myth that Trey Gay and all of these other hilarious and nefarious YouTubers be putting out there about this deceased girl. Zahrie Walls was Kenneka Jenkins' best friend. And as you can see in the video right there, peoples, there is Monifa. So where is Shamaya, Irene, and Bree? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found, peoples. So let's go get back into this video, peoples, because as you can see, they're celebrating the life of Kenneka. And that's what True Friends does. Celebrate the life and legacy of their friend, Kenneka Jenkins. And I see my friend had came in. Hello, Arnold Lamar. How are you, my friend? It is a blessing to see you on this morning. Arnold Lamar says, yo, sup, Ed? How you been? I have been absolutely wonderful. I'm just sitting back, relaxing, and just shooting my shot. playing the videos and letting the people see for themselves that the madness that these other YouTubers be putting out, you know, it ain't nothing but a bunch of lies. And flies sit on it because it ain't nothing but a bunch of shit. And so let's get in, peoples, and let's show the people who Zahrie Walls was to Kenneka Jenkins. That was her best friend. Let's go.
We funny as wow. And if we catch you lacking, that's your We gonna walk, bring your guns out. I got shooters in the car like Steve Nash. And if we catch you lacking, that's your ass. Baby on the block, we call it bash. I got shooters in the car like Steve Nash. Steve Nash. Steve Nash. And if they catch you lacking, that's your ass. That's your ass. That's your ass. Baby on the block, we call it bash.
Hey, what's next?
Yeah, I was tweaking up. Yeah, everybody turned the wrong way or something. Yeah, I know. It's my pride, you know, baby. I did. You know I did. Don't have to say for you, sir. They turn left.
I do this for my girl that ain't get no more money in that jam. We put money on them books and still stacking for the bill. I got a gang of bad bitches say they wanna fuck with me, but I ain't fucking none of you hoes until I get my niggas free. I swear I miss my niggas with them. I'm talking dead in these streets, and if you ever disrespect the ladies, dead in these streets. Nigga, don't talk about no money, keep your head in these streets. You ain't no money, you can't talk the damn game. Real shit. Bring my niggas right, and my little nigga might get some time. We still posted up with CPU, and they trapping all the time. My nigga, a lot of shit can change. These bitch niggas, they think they famous. Why I need you here with me? I want your ass. And if you don't, my nigga, you don't. I got some rights to my nigga come home. I swear to God, I'm in my zone. My nigga, I'm finna get on. This my lady that said I will. That bitch that want me now, and I don't want them no more. Because I'm feeling myself, and I be popping out these stats. I think I'm killing myself. Before I switch on with my niggas, I'm killing myself. I want the truth in the motherfucking booth. I want the loose in the motherfucking booth. And that bitch ain't got no wall. That shit loose in the motherfucking booth. I can't walk up there in the front and get $100 on me until I walk up there in that county and free all the niggas on me. Shout out my nigga Petey. Shout out my nigga Ronnie. And it's hard to free. And free money. I do this for my homies. That ain't here no more. My niggas in that jack. We put money on them books and still stacking for the bill. I got a gang of bad bitches say they wanna fuck with me, but I ain't fucking on you until I get my niggas free. I swear I miss my niggas, the devil talking dead in these streets. And if you ever disrespect me, leave you dead in these streets. Nigga, don't come up out your body, keep your head in these streets. I got money, I got my swag up, I got my bag.
talking dirty. I miss my girl D. That's why I'm smacking you bitches and tell me keep my head up and keep stacking them figures. That's why I keep my head up and keep stacking them figures. And if you I'm out in traffic with killers. Representing on my soul, nigga. My niggas, and I ain't never switching up and never change my niggas. I be ballin' so long, these bitches call me LeBron. Me and Joe was posted on, selling leaf in the park. And whatever needs some light, it's gonna come to the door. So when we find out who did it, we gon' go to the door. Every dog has a day, and every nigga goes. And if you scared to go to church, it might get on your brain. No more niggas in that jam. We put money on them books and still stacking for that. I got a gang of bad bitches saying wanna fuck on me, but I ain't fucking on you hoes until I get my niggas free. I swear I miss my niggas to death. I'm talking dead in these streets. And if you ever disrespect me, you dead in these streets. Nigga don't jump up out your body, leave your head in these streets. It ain't no money, you can't talk to them, baby. I do this for my girl that ain't here no more. My niggas in that jail, we put money on them books and still stacking for that bill. I got a gang of bad bitches say they wanna fuck with me, but I ain't fucking on you hoes until I get my niggas free. I swear I miss my niggas to death. I'm talking dead in these streets. If you ever disrespect, we leave you dead in these streets. We don't jump up out your body, keep your head in these streets. It ain't no money. You said you got don't.
Turn right onto South. Turn right onto East 114th Street.
Lawrence. This church. Wait, that a church? I mean,
in 600 feet, turn right onto East 114th Street.
But yep, I guess. I need to. Oh, we got 10. What's 10 then? It ain't even 10 like that. And it started 11.
Turn right onto East 114th Street.
Mike, I ain't right out there.
Since you've been gone away, I ain't missing you. No matter what my friends say, I was sitting at home, I was smoking a blunt, I was thinking about you being all gone.
Got a call from my boys like a cousin is dead. I was like he couldn't have had his head on. I'm shooting out the booty ready for anything. Give me a chance, then I head home. So I had like a chill when I leave. Best believe on the freeway. Head home.
At a party, at a super party, rolling with money, friends at a party. We were Ferraris, no Lamborghinis. Now only thing that I care about is breathing. Why go hard? Cause it could be the reason why I want me to quit, even if I was breathing.
Gotta take charge every 4 seasons, every month, every day.
I ain't missing you.
In 600 feet, turn left onto East 113th Street.
Turn left?
Yes, they turn left.
Turn left.
Oh, man.
This is left hard.
This is left, bitch. I mean, ooh.
Turn left.
Turn left, then turn left.
They had sent us off. Oh, my mama, they got me messed up. This is not it. Turn. Okay,
Turn left onto South Champlain Avenue.
Yeah,
Then turn
I'm
left.
finna show them how to turn left. Turn you.
Wow. Wait, where the phone go?
That phone tweaking on me right now.
Hold on, where it go though?
Proceed to
The church right there, but how you get
But how we
over
get
there?
up? You better hit that one. This one?
This-
Nope.
Where y'all at? Josh, we ain't really care about the guap. All we knew was bounce. I remember when you come up on the weekend. You got your first deal, you was geeking.
Get you on the fall like for now. I'm cheese, so see you.
Don't
like nobody.
Shoot for the cows, now we getting far. Advance for
Right onto South Ellis Avenue.
It should be right there.
This should be it up here.
This way. I'm
You
turn this way.
Oh yeah, turn. Yeah, turn it.
I'm scared, baby.
Quarter mile. Turn left onto East 113th Street.
Okay, I feel like this thing playing with me now. This a whole police station. They is really trying.
stay to the morning. God chose us, like they gave it up.
Dead on that bitch, you still hating us.
It's the end of the quarter. Sticky D, I'ma pass the ball to you.
I ain't missing you since you've been gone away. I ain't missing you. No matter what my friends say. No matter what, you miss me. No matter what, you miss me. No matter what, I see. No matter what, you friends say. No matter what, all friends say.
Do we? No, I'm just gonna take the chance.
In a quarter mile, the destination is on your left. 52 East 114th Street.
Shit, Zahrie.
Look at
Look
the
at
news.
news.
Yeah, they.
And so there you have it, peoples. Zahrie Walls and Kenneka Jenkins, peoples. That was her best friend. As you can see, no reason for Zahrie Walls to set up Kenneka in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That was her best friend. She loved Kenneka. That's why she had Kenneka's name tattooed upon her chest, so she can be able to remember her for all eternity. And so now Zahrie Walls is not here, and Kenneka Jenkins is not here, and so maybe in the spirit they hooked up and connecting that bond for all eternity. As I say, peoples, two tragedies right here, two deaths, senseless killings. And for what? Well, peoples, that's all that I have for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow if the Lord says the same. I have to tend to this cough, and it's beginning to get a little worse the more that I talk. So I'm going to take this medicine and I'm going to lay down, and hopefully it subside by morning time. But as you can see, peoples, that's Kenneka Jenkins and Zahrie Walls right there. Best friends for life. And best friends in death. And so, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon today. Tune in again next time to an Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live. Edward Joseph Kitchen, Edward Joseph Gospel Hour, Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, as you can see, Monifa was around. Monifa was there. And so when the people say that Monifa wasn't around Kenneka, oh, yes, she was. Monifa was around Kenneka, and Monifa was around Zahrie Walls. Monifa was there. And so when they tried to blame Monifa Well, then they should have blamed themselves because, see, the thing is, Monifa is still around and Monifa still came to the gravesite. Did you see Bree, Shemaya, and Irene go to the gravesite, peoples? Did you? You didn't. And so action speaks louder than any words that anybody can ever try to say. I try to convey. Until then, peoples, you guys be blessed and get your rest. And if the Lord says the same, peoples, I will see you on tomorrow. And we will go a little deeper, harder, and heavier in the Kenneka Jenkins case and the Zahrie Walls case as well, peoples. Until then, peoples, God bless you all. Thank you for watching.